Greetings and good evening, everyone. Oh, let's see. Is my camera not working here? There we go. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great today. I hope everyone got to see Game of Thrones last night, and please tell me that you have all seen it already. Well, let's get the camera straightened out. It was like last second. I'm running downstairs, and I had about 10, 15 minutes till, and I go, oh, that's fine. Tonight we don't have any guests, so let me see. We're okay here. I'll get Trey will help me with the green screen next week. As you can see, we have a green screen, but the technology. And so I get downstairs and nothing's working. Like everything was powered up last time, and I just turned one switch off. Everything went off. I came back, turned on, nothing. I was like, oh. Turns out one of the power strips for some reason shorted out. But looks like all's good, and we are back, and got a lot of good things happening here. Let me get this get a little situated here. Let me turn. Okay. So, all right, let's check in. How is everyone doing tonight? Got 52 people watching. So I guess some of you want to talk about Axanar and our exciting news there, which I'm happy to share with you. Let's just check in. Okay. Oh, Chris Smith. God, is Chris Smith still on? Chris, I need your address, dude. I've got a package of patches upstairs from when you donated to the puppies. So if you're still on, please email me, alec@axanarproductions.com with your email, because your package is here. All right, let's see. Oh, Trey's here. Hey, Trey, how you doing? Val, Eccleston Angel, how are you? What else do we got here? Odega Outlaw, how are you? Old Code. Everyone, all right. Looks like Jerry, Scott Voigt, how are you? I'm going to just skim this. Shane, how are you? John Tesler, my buddy. Christopher Butcher, hello. Catslay 56. Sam R. says, I had an interesting experience on Twitter the other day. Met both Garth of Izar and Axanar. Never saw two people spout so much rubbish in a short period. I'm sorry you had to put up with that, Sam. Yeah, they're full of themselves. But so anyway, congratulations for making it through the shitstorm, because that's all about all they're worth. What else we got? Can we get a space doggo to be in the show, Krosnick? Yeah, there is actually a scene with a dog. And I was thinking of using Caramel, but she's just too unruly, and I knew she couldn't. A dog has to sit next to a person for a while, so we will definitely have a scene with a dog. I'm not telling you what kind of dog it is because I don't know yet, but Jolan True yourself, Necroglobule. What else do we got? God, you guys are really on. Look, it's up to 68. Good. Hey, Michael S. Carter, super fan, one of our two admirals. By the way, thank you. And please, listen, please go spread the word about the Aries Studios Patreon campaign. It's been doing real well the last couple of days. Let's see. Last couple of days we have, let's see. Where are we right now? We just got a little mini explosion. We're up to 231 patrons. That's a record for us, and $2,194 a month. So doing well. Thank you very much, everyone. If you're not a member of our Patreon, please. We've been posting I think we're up to number 7 on the Axcon videos, and we got more. Darren Means is doing a great job editing for us. Hopefully you saw our new update, and yes, we have a shoot date, and yes, Axanar, the greatest Star Trek fan film of all time. All right, that's boasting a little. The most popular, the most famous. How's that? The most famous Star Trek fan film of all time has a fan film of its own. So, like, Axanar is a fan film of Star Trek, and now we have a fan film. That's kind of meta, folks, and it's pretty awesome. So, thank you to Jonathan Lane, who took the initiative, because actually he's the one that put the stake in the ground. He said, I want to shoot this weekend, last weekend in September, and I said, we were thinking of shooting around then. Let me put a stake in the ground the very next weekend. And so that's what happened. That's how this all got done. Nothing's gotten done yet, but that's how we wound up doing what we're doing. So well, I just said, fine. He needed uniforms. I said, let's get it done. Let's put the stake in the ground. Let's go. Called up JG. JG said, I'm free that weekend. The whole idea is that weekend is everything from the East Coast. So we're going to get JG, myself. So there's two of the stars. Gary, anyone with makeup, West Coast. That's the LA shoot in December. October, that is Starfleet. All hail Eccleston Angel, Her Royal Highness. Thank you very much, Val. As always, I appreciate your cheer. DKG Custom says, I'm making a fan film of the fan film of a fan film, and it's a musical. That would be awesome. Listen, dude, one time, I remember the first time I saw Hamilton, which literally, I haven't seen Hamilton yet. I saw the year it won, it was first out. It was just 2 years ago, I guess. I saw the Grammy Awards. No. What's the ones for, not the Grammy Awards? The Broadway Awards. My old age is kicking in. Someone remind me, what's the awards for Broadway plays? I can't remember. I can't believe it. I'm totally blanking. Anyway, and they had Tony Awards. Thank you, Michael S. Carter. You are the man. You are the man. Tilting at Windmills, you're second, and Shane, you're third, and Scott, you're fourth. So, and Shane, you spelled it wrong, so you don't count. Sorry. Now everyone's like Tony Awards, Tony Awards, Tony Awards. Yes, okay, the Tony Awards. If you saw the year that Hamilton came out, the Tony Awards, they did a piece from Hamilton, and I was mesmerized. First of all, that whole show was just phenomenal. Tony Awards is the best award show, bar none. You have to watch it every year. It is so compelling. It is real. It's just freaking brilliant. Because Broadway is a totally different beast than Hollywood. In many ways, Broadway is more pure to the craft, right? It doesn't matter who you are. You can be Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen doing Waiting for Godot, all the way down to, off Broadway. And these actors are amazing because day in, day out, sometimes twice a day, they're getting out and performing on a stage for a live audience, and there are no takes. They can't screw up their lines. And I grew up on watching Broadway. I grew up in New York. I went to so many great plays. And it's always so... Going to a Broadway play is such an event. It is just, it's just wonderful. And Perry Ford, $5 super chat. You're awesome. Thanks for keeping us informed about things. All the best to the Axanar team. Thank you very much, Perry Ford. I'm going to ask everyone, look, if anyone is going to give a super chat tonight, Michael S. Carter especially, or Michael Ware, whoever, if you're going to give $20 or more, God bless you. Thank you. We love you. Give it to me on PayPal because YouTube takes 20%. I'm sorry, 30%. YouTube takes 30%. So if you give us $20 or more in Super Chat, just send it via PayPal. Send it friends and family, but include your address. Because if you send $20 or more, I'm going to send you something. It might be a graphic novel. It might be, I got all sorts of crap. But you give me $20 through PayPal, say so in the chat. I will look it up. I will acknowledge you just like I do for Super Chats. And I'm going to send you something special since you're saving us that 30%. Okay? So that's our Super Chat deal for today. Okay, what else? Broadway. I have seen on Broadway. The worst play I ever saw on Broadway was Three Penny Opera with Sting, who of course is amazing, but it just got panned. But I saw West Side Story. I saw my first play on Broadway was A Matter of Gravity with Katharine Hepburn. Literally, we went to see Katharine. It was 1977, I think it was, or 76. And we were like, Katharine Hepburn's on Broadway. And, you knew she was, even back then, she was on the older side. We're like, we better see her. And we went and see her. And you know who was her co-star? An unknown at the time co-star, Christopher Reeves, before Superman, the year or two before Superman. I still have the playbill for that. So anyway, that was awesome. Thank you, Forrest. That was awesome. I also saw Inherit the Wind, which if you have not seen the movie Inherit the Wind with Spencer Tracy and Frederick March, it is brilliant. It is about the Scopes Monkey trial. You've got to watch it. Well, I got to see it on Broadway with George C. Scott and Charles Durning. I mean, Jesus. I will never forget that. That was, and this is why Broadway is amazing. You get to go see these amazing stars, right? Just amazing. So anyway, I saw Hamilton. Back to the story. I saw Hamilton on the Tony Awards, and I just said, "Oh my God, this is how we need to do Star Trek." Imagine Star Trek done like Hamilton. It would be freaking amazing. Anyway, that's my idea. Well, bye, Admiral John Blue. Goodbye for now. Sean, yeah, Sean Thornton says, Alex, it's Alec. That was encouraging. I have all sorts of crap to give away. I do have all sorts of stuff. Yes, Val, Sting and Three Penny Opera. I know. PayPal, you want our let me just put if you're sending via PayPal, here's the PayPal address, auctions@propworks.com. Yeah, I have to set up my Aries Studio. There's no reason I can. I have to set up the Aries Studio. We have a checking account and everything. So I will set that up. Remind me. I will set that up this week. Lion King, Michael S. Carter says, yeah, right. Anyway, there's so much great. So Christopher Butcher, and I missed someone before. Christopher Butcher, this is for setting a shoot date for Axanar. I love Katharine Hepburn too. Thank you, Christopher Butcher. Ben Stone, $2. Axanar will be better than Discovery. Pound fact. Thank you, Ben Stone. Yeah, Katharine Hepburn, African Queen, right? Humphrey Bogart, Katharine Hepburn, African Queen. And it's weird. You know the scene I'll never forget from African Queen? It's the one where he gets the leeches on him and she has to take him off and he's so freaked out. It showed me what an amazing actor he was. I just like Humphrey Bogart was just so vulnerable. It was amazing. So I love that. Jonathan Lane, first Broadway musical was The King and I with Yul Brynner. Jonathan, I saw The King and I with Yul Brynner at Westbury Music Fair in 1978. So that's great. I mean, Yul Brynner, one of my favorite actors of all time, even though he doesn't have the greatest range. I mean, he's kind of like Bruce Willis is the Yul Brynner of these days, whereas like Yul Brynner is compelling. You could never take your eyes off of him, but the Pharaoh in Ben-Hur all the way down to The King and I, his range wasn't really great. Chris in The Magnificent Seven, right? But you loved him. He was just so awesome. So I'm totally, Jonathan, I'm just so, I can't believe we haven't talked about that. So we can also, wasn't there a Thunderbirds musical? Was there? Okay, that's kind of crazy. So let me tell you, I'm good. Oh God, we got so much going on. Can we get an Andorian Tellurite buddy cop series? Yeah, maybe. Not for me, you can. But yeah. John Tesler says his first Broadway musical was Pippin, The Night of the New York Blackout in 1978. All right, very cool. Yul Brynner was amazing. So we're going to get to Axanar real quick. I'm just going to tell you my Yul Brynner story because we're on a roll. Yul Brynner. Westbury Music Fair is a theater in the round, right? It's a round theater. And actors in a theater in the round come in down through the audience. So they start up top and come down the aisles. And so we're watching, the play starts and it's the female lead has a number. And before you ever see The King and I, right? But the King. And so the King of Siam. And so Yul Brynner hasn't come on yet. And I'm watching this and I had the aisle seat. It was for my birthday. My parents had got me tickets for The King and I. So I'm on the aisle and I'm just sitting there watching and just mesmerized. And you know how when someone's standing over your shoulder and you can feel it, right? And I just felt that there was someone standing over my shoulder. And I look and I turn around like this and I look up and it's like, holy shit. It was Yul Brynner. I mean, he was maybe 6 inches away from me. He was standing right above, like this. And it was, wow, I'll never forget that. So anyway, that's my Yul Brynner story. Let's talk Axanar. Jonathan Lane is here. Zara, how you doing from the UK? Thank you for staying up so late. My favorite Vulcan. Yes, you are, Zara. Zara G is our resident Vulcan. Stogie is here. Stogie is in the house. Let me tell you. Okay, shout out to Stogie. As many of you know, Stogie came down here for 3 weeks and helped us out, especially with our dogs, because we had a bunch of dogs we had 2 foster dogs at the time. And one of them was Dreamy, who is a 50-pound Rottweiler Shepherd mix, maybe a little pit in there. Just, sweetest, most adorable dog. She's just a big, big love bug. And so, hey, Limery, how are you? And so Dreamy was supposed to go to Canada. We took her down to the vet where the transport was taking her the next day up to Canada. And we find out the next day that she didn't make the van because the foster in Canada fell through. There's a rescue in Canada. So I call Stogie up because at that point Crystal that was Thursday. We dropped her off. Friday, Crystal cleaned the house, redid the downstairs, bought furnishings, and it just did an amazing job. This is where Dreamy was. And I couldn't ask her to take Dreamy back again for another couple months. I call up Stogie, who's amazing. And Stogie's like, I'm taking her. Stogie was like, we are not leaving her down there. She's not staying in a kennel. And this is what a great heart Stogie has. And so we went back and got her the following Friday. She stayed with a foster for a week. I picked her up. She came back with us for a couple days, and then I drove her up to Virginia. Stogie drove down. We met in Charlottesville, home of UVA. And he's got her now. And she's finishing her heartworm treatment. And you know how important dogs are to me. So thank you very much to Stogie, who's not only our YouTube producer, but our dear friend and an animal lover, as we all should be. So thank you. All right. So we got Jonathan Lane in the house. And Jonathan can answer questions. But if you were part of the Patreon exclusive chat last Thursday, that was just for Patreon customers, Jonathan announced his Axanar fan film called Interlude, which takes place right after, and I have a little video for you. Let me get that video. Takes place right after Prelude. So, Jonathan, I am going to show everybody. Let's see if I still have it. Do I still have it queued up? No. Oh, there's Durango, who we're not getting after all. We were going to foster Durango and potentially keep him, but his foster in California fell in love with him. Let's see. Okay, that was okay, here you go, folks. This is some previs. Well, not really previs. This is kind of unfinished visuals. They're still looking pretty damn good by someone who whose name I can't even remember, that Jonathan's using. And there you go. So yeah, so that is the beginning of Jonathan Lane's fan film. An Axanar version, a Star Trek version of Lethal Weapon. Let me just read back here. Yes, Stogie does rock. Is Herb here? Herb Bluntman is. Hello. Yes, Canada is doggy heavens. This is Smoky Mirrors. True story. Kicked out of park, found a private campground, circus dogs rescued, and chasing squirrels, beavers, deer. No, but we with bacon. Sean Thornton says, my brother and I delivered food supplies to the Burt Reynolds Dinner Theater in Florida during the 80s, and we got to meet Burt. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, very cool. So Jonathan did a short story a year or so ago, and then did a comic book of it, and that is what is going to be the fan film. He's going to shoot the fan film. He's going to shoot it on our sets and at the sets of Neutral Zone Studios. I keep moving out of frame. Neutral Zone Studios. Whoops. Okay, I need to move over here a little. So how am I doing this? Here we go. All right. I need to stay centered. Sorry, guys. I will be playing Garth again. Of course, starting my workout routine to get back in shape because I need to lose 20 pounds. I was 183 when I did Prelude, so I got to get back down there. And right now, I'm 20 pounds heavier. So this is, as I joke with Dana Wagner, right now it's third season Garth. So we got to get back to first season Garth. So back in I work out when I'm down in Charleston, and I'm back on the Peloton and eating right. Got to get rid of all the carbs. Yep, exactly. Michael Scardy hit it. No carbs. That's how I lose weight, is no carbs. Fat and protein. Lots of salads, because salads are good for you. Protein shakes, stuff like that. So anyway, I'll get back in shape. I'm pretty excited for it. So here's where we are. Jonathan is shooting the last week in September. Zara says, I can't understand shit when you guys use pounds instead of kilos. Okay, so Zara, 20 pounds is about 9 kilos. Okay. That's how much weight I gotta lose. And what's a stone? A stone is 20 pounds, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, so John Tesla says, so Garth took his cues from Fat Thor. Not quite. I am definitely not Lebowski Garth. I am definitely not. Let me get it. I just, on the high end of where Alec needs to be. Silver Bullet 1620. Hey, Alec, what did you think of the Ares Museum in the 24th century? Are you referring to something specific? Let me know. Alec, you don't want to have to wear a corset like Shat. No, I'm not. I want to have a six-pack. Because, listen, I'm a year and a half from 60. And I want to make sure I'm in really fantastic shape for my 60th birthday. Yep. Yeah, listen, it is hard to lose weight when you get older. Absolutely it is. Let's see what we got. A stone is 14 pounds. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. So 1.5 stone is what I got to lose. Silver Bullet, I have not read the story you sent me yet, but I will. I will. Yeah. So here's the plan for Axanar. Let you all know. Here's where Axanar is going. First of all, we have 4 shoots over the course, and I don't know how long each one will take. The Atlanta one will be 1 or 2 days. We have a bunch of stuff we have to get done. We not only have to shoot each actor, but that actor then has to do their behind-the-scenes interview, which will be, a half hour or so. And then they need to record their audio for the full audio drama that we're doing of the full Axanar script. So those 3 things, we need 3 producers, 1 for each of those things, 3 directors. Fortunately, I got great people, and we're going to do it. And so they're pretty heavy. So first, Atlanta, which will be the easiest one. No prosthetic makeup. It's all beauty makeup, as they call it. We've got the costumes because Claude, the amazing Claude, has supplied them, so that's all good. We're working on the Axanar costumes right now. They're in process. The samples are being made. Fabric's been selected. We're in good shape there. That's shoot number 1. Shoot number 2 is in LA in December. December because 1, it's cool. 2, the whole industry is off, so it's easy to get help. Prosthetic makeup. Klingons, Andorians, Vulcans are all there. It's a 2 or 3 day shoot. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to have to be raising money for all this. Location shoot in 2 location shoots. One we can't really talk about right now. Another in Los Angeles, which will be a location, which I'm not going to tell you about yet. So anyway, that's it. So 4 shoots. Right now, my plan is to shoot October through maybe January, and then we'll have it out in time for San Diego Comic-Con, big red carpet premiere like we did in 2014 for Prelude. Really knock it out of the park. That's the idea. And then, so there you go. So that's the plan right now. So Eccleston Angel says, Alec, I got Steve's biography on Kindle. It's pretty good so far. They're great. I gave a copy of it to Pasha Sovereign, who's our director of educational programming at Aries Studios. I gave him a copy today. I got to get a few more copies from Linda. So yes, everyone should be buying that. The biography of Steve Einat. And I think, Necro Globule said, please let the location be Vasquez Rocks. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty cool location, isn't it? Shane, yes, I can bring it to, we'll be doing the con circuit after we release Prelude to Axanar. Boy, Isaac 3702, that was a long delay. He goes, Lebowski Garth, roll on the floor laughing. I think I made that like 5 minutes ago, that joke. So that's all good, folks. Hey, listen, everyone, thumbs up. Click the thumbs up on the video, please. Who are the 2 knuckleheads that gave it a thumbs down? Oh, wait, it's probably, we know, Carlos and Sean, because I have nothing better to do. But anyway, thumbs up. Come on, give us the thumbs up there. So that's kind of what we're doing. We will go and start raising money again. We're getting everything going. Aries Digital is, we just made some big strides in there. I've got to get a few things done, hopefully tonight, to get to Jerry, but Jerry's made all the corrections that Jonathan Lane asked for. Jonathan Lane was a huge help. And Dega Outlaw. All right, let me get to my PayPal account here. Nope. All right, let's get. All right. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got in PayPal. And I will. So if you do, look at that. We got $29. Thomas King. Thomas King, I guess that's you. $20. Thank you so much. But you didn't send it friends and family, but that's okay. It was an 88-cent fee, no big deal. Try and send friends and family because then they don't charge you a fee. But at least I got your address and everything there. So thank you very much. $20 super chat to Adega Outlaw, who's awesome. Okay, I'm going to hide Shane. Shane, I'm going to hide your comment just because I don't want to get talking about the haters just because they're insignificant. It was kind of like Pete Buttigieg on Fox talking about Trump. He's like, why do I even worry about that? I ignore that. Exactly. We ignore the bullshit. Smoky Mirrors, respect DKG Custom. Glass Mat Painters, a lost art. 2001 Space Odyssey with 78 effect shots. Glass mats, lost art. Yeah. Yes, awesome. Michael Weir. Michael, you were late. So you missed we told everyone send $20 or more super chats to PayPal and I'll send you something special because we lose 30%. So the $6 just went to YouTube. So on the bigger donations where now you send it to PayPal. And then if you do send it to PayPal, since we're getting 30% more, I'm going to send you a gift. So don't worry about it because you're the man. Michael Weir, one of our 2 admirals on Patreon who gives $100 or more every month on Patreon. So God bless you, Michael Weir. You are the man. Thank you so much. Michael and Michael S. Carter are both admirals, I believe, on Patreon. So they're super, super, super duper patrons of Aries Studios. So thank you so much. Listen, I need a couple. Oh, look at that. We got up to 55 thumbs up, but we have 83 watching. So there's about 30 of you who haven't. Hey, here's what I want. Spread the word about Aries Studios Patreon if you can. Put it on your Facebook feed. Tweet about it. Let everyone know it's a worthy venture. We were there. Dana and I were there on Friday. Oh, that's okay, Michael. I'll take care of you. You know. Yeah, Scott. If you go down there, there's I think the lowest. The Vice Admiral is $100 or more. There's a Rear Admiral for $75 or more. And those when you do those things, you know, I've got to be super nice to you and do something really nice. We just got another one. Jerry Ebner. Who is Jerry Ebner? If you're Jerry Ebner there on, because everyone has different screen names. Let me know who's Jerry. Who are you? Jerry also just gave us $25. Okay. So Thomas King, Jerry Ebner, you got to tell me this. Marvel or DC? Jerry. Okay, Jerry. Marvel or DC? And Tom. And who did I say the other one was? Thomas King. Marvel or DC? Let me know. Adega Outlaw says DC. That's Thomas. Thomas. Okay, DC. I'm going to hook you up with a graphic novel from DC. Jerry, tell me, Marvel or DC? Yeah, Star Trek is the answer, Ben Stone says. Correct. You are correct, sir. So I'm a Marvel guy, although, you know, there's DC books I've read that I really enjoy. I loved Green Lantern. Yes, I always loved Green Lantern. Yes, and Jade was hot green chick, right? So I was a Green Lantern fan too. I love it. So, we're over 91 thumbs up. And I read Shazam when I was a kid. I had the big premiere size, that big Shazam book, right? And I was like, what's Shazam? He's Captain Marvel, right? When you're young, you don't know about the IP issues. So yeah, okay. Let's talk. So Axanar, you got Axanar, you know what's going on there. Let's just have a little chat. Okay, first of all, Real Trek is going on hiatus, just because we don't have new Star Trek to talk about each week, and Fridays are getting really tough for me. So I want to do Axanar Confidential once a week. That's this show. Game of Thrones. Hopefully you all saw the Game of Thrones finale last night. I'm going to give you a warning here. We're going to talk spoilers here. Okay. So, if you haven't seen, first of all, tell me if you have not seen Game of Thrones. If you have not seen Game of Thrones, the finale yet, and you don't want me to sell spoilers, okay, I will hold off. Let's just talk in generalities. We're not going to, no spoilers, spoiler free right now. Okay. Here's what I'll just tell you about my take on Game of Thrones, the ending of Game of Thrones. Oh wow, you guys are on fire. If you haven't seen it, meaning you haven't seen the last episode, go see it. All I'm going to say about the final episode of Game of Thrones is I liked where the story went. I liked everything that happened. I'm just not sure I enjoyed the way they went there. Okay? I think we needed a little more. And I'll say this, the previous episodes. I think we need to see a little more about why Dany made the decision she did, right? That's, and there were some things that they didn't pay off. That I was like, wait, what about this and what about this? Overall, though, I enjoyed it. I left the series going, oh, okay, good. I like where, characters wound up, So there you go. So that's my thought there. That's Game of Thrones. Hopefully you all enjoy it and we'll watch it. So, check it out. But now that it's over, what are we going to watch? What shows are we watching now that Game of Thrones is over and Star Trek Discovery is over? Star Trek Discovery season 2 ended, by the way. Hopefully you all watch season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. I've said it before. There is a small group of YouTubers who, and there's one or two big ones, and then there's a few smaller ones, and they all feel this need to just go ballistic about Star Trek Discovery. It's like the worst show ever. It's the worst show on TV. Blah 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 blah. I just lost my spot. And I can't do that. I can't do that. Listen, there's very little that I am a hater of. Okay, I just don't think hate's we talk about the haters. It's just like I'm too busy doing shit in my life. Right now I've got Axanar. I've got my coaching job down in Charleston. I've got Aries Studios, and in ProtWorks we just got a job selling the assets of Trekcetera Star Trek Museum in Canada. Now, I can't do all that if I'm wasting my time online hating on somebody like those morons do. But there's a reason they're where they are in their life. I mean, what does who have to show for all this hatred and 3 years of stalking me? Nothing, right? But I've got stuff that I'm doing. And there's just, it's more important to get shit done. That's what it is. Believe me, there's people that have really screwed me, and a couple of them are suing right now. If someone causes that much grief for you, well, I'm taking a couple of people to court because they owe me a lot of money, and including Rob Burnett. You all know about Rob Burnett. Guy owes me a lot of money. He turned out to be a total dick to me. Well, he's going to pay for it in court. I'm sorry, but I don't have time. I let my lawyers deal with that. I don't have time to do that because I got other stuff to do. Right now, we're putting together the catalog for Trekcetera. I just came back from Canada from 3 days in Canada with one of the top photographers in Hollywood, photographing the entire museum, and it's amazing what we've got. And we hope to rescue that museum. We want to bring that museum back. It has a great Star Trek exhibit. There's really great stuff. Now, I was hired by the Canadian government to sell all the assets. Basically, they got in deep financial trouble, owed a lot of money, but Devin Daniels and Michael Mangold, who the two buddies who they're partners, and they started that museum and put their collection in it and their heart and soul. Those guys literally helped me, and Dennis, my photographer, they helped us all weekend get ready to sell their stuff in auction. This is how awesome they are. The landlord wants the museum to continue. The museum's amazing, and it just needs to be, I think it can be, I think there's 20% improvement that can be made in that museum. So I told those guys, and Dennis and I walk in after an hour in that museum, we were like, we got to save this museum. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean to be called Trekcetera. I'm talking to a bunch of people who are in the museum business about putting a board of trustees together and creating a nonprofit and letting those people run it. I don't want to be in the museum business, but I would love to be involved in rescuing this museum. They were a licensee of CBS who didn't do shit for them. They don't need to, I'll let those guys, the museum guys, deal with licensing issues and that. But there's a big project that I'm taking on that I've got to do. And I'm going to be taking some of the money we make from the sale of those assets and dumping it back into making sure the museum is available to open again. That's the stuff. You do creative stuff with your life, right? You make stuff. The great thing about being an entrepreneur is we make stuff, right? We make stuff happen. I've built numerous companies over my lifetime. Small ones, nothing huge. I mean, one company sold for $16 million. I only got a very small fraction of that. Very, very small. But it was great. It was great. I love building stuff. So anyway, this is why I spend so little time on Facebook these days. I don't have time for Facebook. My friends are like, oh, you need to be on Instagram. I don't have time for Instagram, guys. I'm too busy doing stuff. I mean, I'm on the computer all day. I'm getting stuff done. There's just too much to do. If you waste your time hating, I mean, think of how many hours have those two bozos spent stalking and hating me, right? I mean, how many hours has Carlos put into that stupid blog of his? Thousands of hours stalking and hating on me, trying to destroy me. Is that insane? Right? That's insane. And there's a certain pathology to that. And you won't find me wasting, 10 hours, let alone freaking thousands of hours writing a blog about someone I hate. And honestly, do I hate Carlos? No, I kind of pity the guy. I mean, it's kind of, right? It's kind of sad that that's what his life is. I mean, I'm the most important person in his life. Okay. Sorry, guys. But, what are you going to do? So be excellent to other people. Create stuff. Listen, I don't care if you sweep the floors if you're a custodian. Be excellent at it. Be the best custodian. I tell you, I'll never forget. I walked into the Baltimore Convention Center one time when I was there for an event. And here's this convention center with, I walk in the bathroom. There's 20 urinals. The whole place was spotless, and there was a guy there working. And I said, "Are you in charge of cleaning this place?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "This is the cleanest bathroom I've ever been in." He did an amazing job cleaning bathrooms. It doesn't matter what you do. Be excellent at what you do. That's the most important thing. You have to be excellent at what you do. So, don't worry. If you haven't heard of Carlos, you don't need to worry about him. He's nobody. That's why I generally don't talk about him. Let's see what people say. Isn't Instagram for... No, Instagram is for everybody. Yes, teenagers use it a shit ton, but it's for everybody. JT Gamer says, hello, I need help designing a new class of ship. It's an enterprise. It's called NCC 1701 AA. I call it a mega constitution class. Or maybe you should call it, if it's a AA, it's the Duracell of enterprises. Well, I'm just looking back to see what you guys are talking about. The Saint SD1 says, long live real Star Trek. Thank you. We agree. So let's talk about what shows you're watching. What shows you're watching outside of Game of Thrones. Now that Game of Thrones is over and Veep is over. A lot of people like Veep. I've never watched Veep. So what are you watching? My number one show is Billions. That's my number one show. It is freaking brilliant. It's Damian Lewis, who you know from Homeland and from Band of Brothers. And Paul Giamatti, who you know from everything, from John Adams, right? It's brilliant. Billions is brilliant. And it is the most nuanced and thought-provoking because neither of these guys, they're the two lead guys, and they're enemies at first. And neither of them has clean hands, right? They're both kind of scumbags. And so that's what's fascinating about it. And the world around these guys. So anyway, that's really interesting. I love that show. Some of you guys are talking now about superhero shows on TV. I just read a really interesting article today where I'm trying to think where it was. It was in, now I know. It was in the Carolina Alumni Review because I went to law school at UNC Chapel Hill. And it was about Marvel versus DC. There's a guy, a Carolina alum, who wrote a book about Marvel versus DC. And so what was... Cobra Kai is really good, by the way. Yes, Cobra Kai is good. So what this guy said was Marvel clearly does the cinematic universe way better than DC, right? No question about it, Marvel. But he said DC does DC does TV better than Marvel. And he says, why? Because they're not tied to the cinematic universe. He said his whole point was that was why. And he said, you can have multiple versions of the same character, right? He says, look, you don't like Ben Affleck as Batman? Well, you can have Batman Lego, or you can have, Gotham Batman, right? It was really interesting. You can have animated Batman, right? That was the point, is that there's multiple versions and that they're not tied together. So one doesn't have to live. His point was that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like that's like a D script from Marvel Universe, right? Eccleston Angel says, Alec, have you seen Altered Carbon yet? Yes, Altered Carbon was amazing. Amazing. Fantastic. It was like Blade Runner-esque. It was awesome. So yes, I saw it and it was great. Cobra Kai, you should all be watching Cobra Kai, and I can't tell you why, but you should be watching it. Besides, it is a good show. Watch it for that reason. Zara says, be the best Vulcan. Yes, be the best Vulcan. Be the best human. Let's see. Yeah, I am going to be busy, Scott Voigt. I am busy now, and it's going to keep getting busier. Batwoman should be interesting. Absolutely, I agree with you. Looking forward to that. I was just watching Justice League again last night. Really, and listen, really like it. I know a lot of people don't. I love Justice League. I did. It's not a great movie, but it's an enjoyable movie, right? I'll tell you what I like about it. First of all, I like the casting. I like everyone in that movie, okay? Gal Gadot is great as Wonder Woman. Fantastic. And then Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Brilliant. Freaking most amazing casting. Like, that casting is the most brilliant casting ever, right? Aquaman is like, give me a break, Aquaman. He turns into just this amazing DC character who you love, right? I love Ben Affleck Batman. He's probably my favorite Batman of all the cinematic Batman. I really love him. George Clooney never got a fair shake with that shitty script. He could have been good. But I love Ben Affleck as Batman. And then the kid who plays the Flash, whose name escapes me. That was such a well-written character and so well cast. He makes me laugh the whole time. And that scene where he's scared shitless when Apocalypse shows up and he's threatening all the hostages, and the Flash is just, he's like, I don't like bugs. I don't like heights. I don't like fights. I've never fought anyone. I don't get in fights. I shouldn't be here. And Batman says, save one. And he's like, what? He's like, save one person. And the Flash is like, okay, and then what? And Batman's like, you'll know. I was like, oh my God, that is such an amazing scene that's such heart, and so it tells so much about the character, and the tutor student relationship there is just, and I'm sorry, Ben Affleck is a great freaking Batman. I really, really loved him. Darkseid. I'm sorry, I said Apocalypse. Thank you, Silver Bullet. You're right, Darkseid. Darkseid, not Apocalypse. My bad. Sorry, Val. Michael Keaton was not for me. I didn't enjoy him as Batman. Some people did, but I could never buy him as Batman. Scott says, Alec, are you going to have all the folks that you're going to need in October? I know that you aren't going to be able to have all the fans hanging around. Logistics measures are my fort. Send me an email, Scott. We're putting together the crew list for now, and we will need production assistance. And lots of people will need. There's lots of positions to fill. That shoot will be. I mean, we've got the shoot, we've got the behind the scenes, we've got the audio. We need drivers. We'll need half a dozen drivers, easy. Maybe more. We'll need. So we'll have a travel department. We'll have. There's a ton to do. Clooney was not the problem in that one. Steppenwolf. Yes, thank you, Cat Slave. Yes, it wasn't Darkseid. It was Steppenwolf. Okay, yes. Are we sure? Yes, I'm pretty sure it was Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf, right. Let's see. Yeah, Batman versus Superman. It was all right. I enjoyed it. Again, not a great movie, but I enjoyed it. The Nick Cage's Superman. Thank God that never happened. Goodbye, Zara. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. She has to get up at 6 a.m. and it's probably 2 right now because she's in the UK. Jerry Anderson, Thunderbirds. Yeah, that's great. And the problem with George Clooney Batman was Joel Schumacher. It was not George Clooney. So I really like Justice League. And when Superman shows up, it's really cool. I mean, all the scenes with Superman were really cool. I mean, I really liked him. I really, really like him as Superman. He's awesome. Listen, DC has its strengths, and so does Marvel. I mean, obviously Marvel are the better movies, and Avengers Endgame was brilliant. By the way, who has not seen Avengers? Can we talk about Avengers Endgame? Or is someone there still worried about spoilers? Because are you one of the, I hear there's like 3,000 people in the world who have not seen Avengers Endgame right now, and they're all in the middle of nowhere in Africa, and they can't get in a movie theater. So I loved Avengers Endgame. It was a great movie. You talk about paying off characters. When you have something like that, do they all pay off, right? Did you get what you wanted? Iron Man paid off. Captain America paid off. I mean, those were really good things. Yes. Michael S. Carter wants. Absolutely. Let's talk about Endgame. Smoky Mirrors. To put it bluntly, JT, Federation ship designs are like forging Damascus steel blades. Only a few can make it right. Yep. Shane Freud, we're way past the point of anyone being allowed to bitch about spoilers for Endgame. Cat Slave, how can you not have seen Endgame yet? What are you waiting for? Okay, Val's been in the hospital. Okay, we won't spoil it then. We're not going to spoil Endgame. But I'll just say I really enjoyed it. It was a long movie, but you never felt like it was a long movie. It hit all the right notes. The scene with Thor when he goes back to Asgard, amazing. Tell me that wasn't just. I hear that Rene Russo had more lines in Endgame than she did in both Thor films she was in combined. Captain Britain. Oh, I can't wait to see Captain Britain and Prince Namor. Yeah, right. Prince Namor. Yep, they're hinting at that. The earthquake below the ocean. It was great. Great battle scene at the end. Everything. It's, listen, At this point, the Russo brothers, Kevin Feige, they know what the hell they're doing. It was awesome. So I loved it. Yeah. So, I don't know what you're talking about. But in the end, we'll see Thor in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That should be good. Yeah. I'm just reading your comments now. So, okay. Listen, one of the things, we're going to wrap this up in about 6 minutes. We are going to stick to an hour every night on Mondays, where we share things. And we've had a good attendance here tonight, so thank you very much. Please share this video. Share the link to Aries Studios Patreon campaign. Please join us on the Aries Studio Patreon campaign. If you aren't part of it already. And then, and don't look, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones yet, don't look on YouTube, because freaking some idiots put what happened in the title. It's like, really, what an idiot. Fortunately, I'd seen it already, but anyway. We can't tell you what happened. Sorry, Smoky Mirrors, can't talk about that. So thank you very much. Thank you those who sent in money. Thank you those who did super chats. Thank you, Michael S. Carter, for your donation on PayPal. We appreciate that, of course. All you guys, I will send something out to all of you guys here tomorrow before I leave, heading down to Charleston. Let's see. Please make sure you give a thumbs up to this video. And, Val's in 40 minutes due south of Ithaca, so you're not that far from J.G. Hertzler. So, that's about it for, look at that. Michael S. Carter. Oh, Michael, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you so much. Michael, DC or Marvel or DC. That's what I need to know. Because I'm going to shoot you guys out a little something as a thank you. Listen, Lynn, my pleasure. Lynn says, thanks for continuing to do the Monday Night Talks. We will continue to do it, especially as we have more information about Axanar. This is always a pleasure for me. I get to talk to you all. I feel bad, that you guys can't always talk back, but I try to read all your comments. Let's keep building the audience. I'm sorry, it was last minute. We are absolutely having Monday next week. We will have a big one. And next week, you better have seen Game of Thrones, because we're going to talk Game of Thrones. Please see Endgame. Val, please see Endgame. Val says, my uncle is a couple streets over from JG. Well, if you're going to see your uncle, I'll make sure you get to say hi to JG. And we will try and have, during the shoot, we will try and have a special event down here as well, so everyone can come down, and we'll try and figure something out for that works for everyone. But please, I will get up I will get up a signage for the next Axanar Confidential, now that we're not doing Real Trek, and we will go from there. And we will definitely be back next week. And I'm not sure. No, we don't want that. We'll get you any new news we have. Silver Bullet, please feel free to come visit. No, we're not going to do that. Absolutely. Jonathan Lane says, Patreon just cost $2,200. You guys are awesome. Who is look at that, 2203. And we have a... Lynn just came in at $5. I don't know, is that Lynn? Is that our Lynn? Lynn Marie? All it says is Lynn. So let me just send her a thank you. 232 patrons. That's ass kicking, guys. So thank you so much for doing that.
All right. Well, listen, that's it. It's top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Everyone go home, kiss the ones you love, hug your animals, go rescue a dog, do something to make the world a better place. We appreciate you all. You guys are great. And I'm going to take off. I'm going upstairs. I got 3 little dogs that need me. I'm going to jump in bed and watch TV. Crystal's out working. She'll be back a little later. And next time I'm going to, hey, Stogie, can you post a link to Crystal's YouTube page here? And everyone, please go subscribe to her YouTube page. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, please do so. Please click the bell for the notifications as well. We're approaching 80,000 subscribers, which we really like. Hopefully every one of you guys is a subscriber. So please do that. And then Stogie will give you Crystal's, if you like. It's always good to see a woman's point of view. We didn't have Nerdcasters this week. I'm hoping we're going to have it again next week. So for now, thank you all. I love you guys all. You're the best, and we will keep you guys posted, okay? So, as always, live long and prosper. And for now, Garth out.